How's it going, guys? So just wanted to show y'all this. Just got my trailer washed out again from unloading this morning, if y'all seen that short. Yeah, so we're up here on top of the trailer. Nice little grippy things. So get washed out, usually they'll close your lid back up, so we got to pop all those off. Voila, it's done. All right, got one little safety catch right here, so in case there's pressure, it catches it. Flip that off. Yeah, you want to open it up. All right, you want to look at your lid, make sure your lid's good and clean. And we get up in here, the trailer. That right there is your vibrators. So I ran my vibrators for like 10 minutes, get the water out of them. And look, you can see all the way back. These tanks are just open. They come up to right there, they got that little bar. Otherwise they're open all the way across the top. So, you know, you want to look, make sure they're clean. And like me, I'm going to take my hand on the center lip. I'm going to wipe my hand in there, make sure it comes out relatively clean. That's what a lot of shippers will go by. And this is a process that I'm going to do on every pot. So I'll look in here, make sure it's clean. There's a little water in there. It's going to dry out by the time I get going where I'm going. So there's that one. I've already popped the dills off these. And the stuff I had last was black as black. So that's pod number 4. That's pod number 3. So yeah, you just want to make sure everything's good and clean. That way you don't get no contamination going on. Then where I'm loading is like 4 hours away, so I can vent everything. I've already looked at the weather forecast. I mean, yeah, you can see some dark clouds above me. I've already looked at the weather forecast. It's not showing any rain, so I can vent this, dry it out going down the road. Like I said, I ran my vibrators for like 10 minutes, get all the water out of those. And then before I get over there and get loaded, I'll just whenever I close everything up, I'll double check and make sure it is dry. That way, you know, if I do need to hit it with some air pressure, I will. All right, so this is something to be said about checking your stuff, make sure it's clean. So, you know, I watched him wash everything. The final thing on the tube, he filled the pots up really quite full and flushed the whole line. But one thing he didn't do is he didn't pull off that front cap. I seen him squirt water up in there, but I pulled that cap off and I seen a bunch of water come out with a bunch of black, and that's what I pulled out of it. So yeah, we're fixing to pull back up in there, and he's gonna rewash that tube for us. That way, yeah, I don't want no contaminations. So yeah, make sure you check all your stuff good. All right, so we got it pulled back in there. He went ahead and rewashed my tube, so we're all good there. I'm gonna hang out here for about another 10 minutes. My 2 hours will be up. So by no means am I an expert on any of this. So I did pneumatic for a tiny little bit like 23 years ago. And I didn't have to mess with washing and cleaning out trailers. It was, you know, we went and picked up trailer, went and unloaded it. If it needed cleaned out, we took it back to the shop. We picked a clean and dry one up, took it back to the customer. We dropped it off, grabbed another load. That's all we did. So yeah, and I didn't do it for very long, and I mostly had a trainer with me, so I learned how to do it in case they needed somebody to fill in. And then I went strictly doing liquid And that's what I was. So, I mean, I've got a bunch of buddies helping me out on this. Some here that's here at Autumn. I've got some buddies over on pneumatic over in Oakley. So, you know, I know lots of guys doing pneumatics, help me through anything that I miss. So, y'all's learning as I'm learning. But, yeah, so, you know, we got our top caps, we got them vented open a little bit. We got our front cap off. You know, all of our valves are open. Our bottom valves, they're open. I only got them about halfway, because if I got them all the way open, then, you know, that's real close to the ground, so you don't want that. Just need air to be able to pass through them, dry it out. It's like 80 degrees here today, so I'm, you know, got the back cap open, and, you know, I'm cautious. I bungee cord my lids up, so my caps, because I don't want to lose them. I don't have any spares of those. They was out of them. So yeah, like I said, I done looked at the weather. There's no rain forecast. Like I said, it's 80 degrees. I've got 3 hours to drive up there. It's going to be dry before I ever get there. It'll probably be dry. I got to stop and buy a safety harness, because where I'm going to load, they require a safety harness. I'm going to stop up in either Duluth, Georgia, or Cleveland, Tennessee. Both of those Home Depots said they had them. So I got to pick one of those up before I go get loaded. And then go get us a load of limestone and up there north of Knoxville, and then we're going to take it over to Virginia. So fun times. But that's going to do it for today. Y'all have a good day, good weekend.